says that Mo told her she is not proud of her actions, and Robin's like, that's a lie. Have you seen this tweet? Okay, Monique, give us something to work with. As if you shall receive. Like, Monique, she shouldn't have anything to say about it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, being Simone Mon, and this is Simone, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about on my channel at the moment, and that is Real Housewives of Potomac season 5. We're on episode 10. The episode is called Sorry Not Sorry, Monique Samuels. Look, direct quote from Monique Samuels. Monique, you gotta give us something to work with, sis. Something, anything. If you didn't know, this is Team Monique round here, okay? I love Monique. She is my fave, but as I always say on my channel, your fave is not above reproach. Monique is wrong, of course, we know, for getting physical with Candiace. However, I am much of the Karen Huger vein when I say that I'm going to roll with Monique through this, because we all make mistakes and we all do things that are unbecoming, and it's a part of life. So whatever is Team Monique over here, do with that what you will. The episode opens up with flashbacks of Candiace and Monique's relationship, which was a beautiful thing to behold. You know, there's Gizelle and what's her name? Exactly, Robin with her born ass, and Robin and their whole green-eyed bandit clique and all of that. And then there was Candiace and Monique and the two unstoppable brown babes, and it's just really gone to it, okay? But it's something about Monique, because she be knowing. Monique said at the beginning of this season that she packs singles away, she puts them on the shelf, and eventually they come crashing down. These omens are a little too much, sis, okay? Because then she said they show flashbacks of like one of her first interview looks, and she was like, oh, I like Candiace. She make you want to punch her in the face, but I like her. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, they move on. They said this is 5 days after the fight. So Candiace is at her home in her kitchen with her cash doll ponytail, and she's like, she's traumatized by the situation as she packs away her plates. I don't care what nobody say, Candiace been had a lawsuit in the works. That verbiage, traumatized, says it all. Candiace and Dorothy have been came up with the scheme with Todd to come up with the, you know what I'm trying to say, like, as soon as it happened, she called her mama and said, call the lawyer. Anyway, so then they take a clip and they change the clip, and it goes to Monique and her family, and Monique is telling her kids, don't wake up at 6 a.m. and come in my room. 6 a.m. Look, my kids would never. With 6 a.m. my children barely know what 6 a.m. look like. Monique admits that she really doesn't know what happened, and I feel that, like, when things like that happen, you don't get everything play by play. But I don't know about the whole blackout. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm not opposed to holding her to the fire at all. She was wrong, but they're gonna show later on where she talks about the blackout, and I'm kind of like, the way you talking, it don't sound like you blacked out. But anyway, I feel like there's some accountability showing there for her in the scene, because before this last episode, episode 9, like, she was like, I don't care about an image. She pushed me. They threw wine in my face. Somebody touched my shoulder. Like, there was no accountability. But I see it peeking through a little bit. I see it on the horizon for Monique. And then she says that she's going to call Karen and have the ladies host, which really means production needs a follow-up scene. And they all have like some B-roll footage of how they're feeling in leading up until meeting with Monique at Karen's. So Robin is talking to her mom, and she's like, you know, I don't take her as the type of person that takes responsibility for her actions given. Wendy basically tells Eddie the same thing, and then Gizelle talks to her girls, and her baby's like, well, are you gonna forgive her? Pack that away in your front pocket, because we're gonna revisit that little scene with Gizelle and her daughters. Karen then calls Candiace. It's the morning of the meeting, and Candiace is saying that she feels like Karen is extending Monique too much grace. First of all, you can't tell me who I can have in my house, nor who I can talk to or be in a relationship with. Second of all, what is there to be expected? Are we just going to write Monique off and act like she's not at the beginning of the intro to the show? Like, she's still a part of the cast, and like I said, this is production needing a wrap-up scene. Although, even if they say in another world they weren't on TV, Karen has every right to follow up with Monique and talk to her about what happened. Like, I don't think that's like an act of betrayal or anything like that. Like, Candiace, come on, you gotta get over yourself. So now we see that the women have started arriving to the house, and of course the ones, and look, like I said, Monique is totally 100% wrong, but we cannot pretend like Gizelle and Robin did not stoke the fire, and even Ashley a little bit. They were poking and poking and poking at the fire that created this madness. All that shoo-shoo, what Cherie said, the word on the street is Monique doing, like all of that contributed to what happened. And of course, Robin and Gizelle with their soulful look. The boots, Robin, I don't give a damn. Them boots cost $1,000. You should have left them where they was at. What was the soulfulest people on the planet? Okay, of course they show up first to pounce on Monique. Gizelle brings her 300-pound bodyguard, this big titan of a man, in this little mini ass Cooper. Like, you know, I do not like to throw around the word jealousy. There's a lot of that going around, that J word. I hate that, because they're all on the same show. At some point we have to recognize that they're pretty much all in the same position of life. But one thing is very clear: none of them got it like Monique got it. Maybe the closest to it is Ashley, because Michael is supposed to be a multi-millionaire, a real estate guru. But that's why they mad. Anyway, Gizelle could have got car service. Like, she could have Uber Blacked, Uber XL, whatever it's called. Her and her bodyguard. She got that big old man in that little bitty Mini Cooper. Anyway, Ashley arrives, and I watched Peach Report Daily, I think is what it's called. It's an Instagram account, and they had showed Ashley showing up, or that scene where Ashley shows up. And Alonzo Arnold, I hope y'all know who that is, he wrote in the comments, one thing about Ashley, she gonna bring that baby. Give baby Dean a glass of champagne, a little baby bottle of champagne, to be, he's a housewife at this point. Baby Dean be everywhere the cameras be, okay? Ashley says that Mo told her she is not proud of her actions, and Robin's like, that's a lie. Have you seen this tweet? Okay, Monique, give us something to work with. As if you shall receive. Like, Monique, she shouldn't have anything to say about it. It's that on that level of wrong. And we're gonna talk more about this when Wendy gets on her high horse about black women, black lives, and all that. But we can't pretend like what Monique did was so egregious that, like, she's not a cannibal, okay? Like, she ain't eat a baby. Come on, y'all. It's just like the overkill with the represent black women. Black women are not a monolith, and we have to control the way people see us in another way. We feed into the stereotypes. That's why they exist. That was a perfect opportunity, and I'm gonna just say it, there's a perfect opportunity for these women to be more of the progressive. The only progressive black woman on this show is Ashley, and I hate to give her that much credit, but it just is what it is. We do not hold men of any race to the same standard that we hold women of any race, especially black women. People are violent, people are aggressive, not black women, not white women. They need to use this platform to push that agenda. They don't need to be trying to dispel stereotypes. Stereotypes is ass wipe, okay? Like, I hate to be so vulgar, but y'all, this is who I am. Come on now. That is what they should use this platform for. You know, the other women, you know, these other casts of women, I've talked about this before, they can get violent. But you know what else they do? They go to jail. Luann on the Real Housewives of New York was arrested. Teresa Giudice was in prison for over a year. They commit crime, okay? So we cannot act like because our cast members getting a little tussle that they have totally disgraced their race. Because then white women not over there saying that about Luann. They still calling her the countess, okay? You control that narrative. If we don't feed into stereotypes, you call a stereotype exactly what it is and you give it no more breath. Say Monique was wrong. Don't tie it into the black female experience though. That's disingenuous, honestly. And we have the opportunity to correct those disingenuous things in our own community and as a platform of women who have other cultures watching us on a weekly basis. Teach them that it is important to not create a monolithic experience for all people. All white people, all white men like Donald Trump. I'll wait. Are they? Is that what we're saying out here? I'm waiting. Because if that's the case, then we should trust no white man. There is no monolithic American experience for anyone. And if anything, that cast of women shows that. You have a Nigerian American immigrant. You have women who perception would present that they're biracial. But the technicality in them being biracial has a very deep cultural issue. I'm talking about Robin specifically and Gizelle. They're not biracial, but there was race mixing as a result of slavery. Or Ashley and Katie. Ashley and Katie being genuinely first descendant of a biracial experience. Like, there's so many different black female experiences on this cast for them to feed in the stereotypes themselves. It's just stupid. Okay, that was my TED Talk for today. I'm off it. But come on, that was the perfect. We need to create those dialogues. Not that black women making other black women look bad shit. Like, come on, y'all. You gotta. Your thinking has to be of a higher level than that. Think harder. Think smarter. We need better. Ashley says that Mo told her, that she is not proud of her actions, and Robin brings up the tweet. I said that. I feel like they all came in ready to not forgive, specifically Gizelle and Robin. They came to, like Gizelle said, give commentary. She ain't had no questions. She had commentary. She wanted to berate Monique because Monique messed up and gave her a reason to. Gizelle says in her confessional that she brings security just in case, and I quote, hoes get froggy. Okay, First Lady, pastor's wife. Is that how a first lady is supposed to talk? Why she's worried about her and Jamal's image? Next. Okay, Monique knew what she was walking into when she's talking to Chris while she's on her way. She's like, she already knows they have their minds made up, and she's correct. The ladies are talking amongst themselves before Monique gets there, and they say that Monique had released the story to the blogs, and I believe every word of it. I do. I honestly believe, just because I know the relationship on social media that Monique has with the blogs, I absolutely 100% believe that Monique leaked the story to the blogs. If Monique didn't do it directly, you know, her brother runs a fan account for her. Like, they're just very social media blog connected, so I do believe that, and there's nobody that could change my mind about it, not even Monique herself. I feel like Ashley really tried to plead Monique's case, and I appreciate that because we haven't always seen this side of Ashley. Now, do I trust her? No, but I appreciate it. If we were to check their group text, I think we would have got a lot more about what their true feelings were about the situation than we got in the episode. Because clearly Wendy, Robin, and Gizelle all came in there on the same page. They had lunch with Candiace leading up into this meeting. I'm absolutely convinced of it. I already talked in my notes. I have it as the narrative and the stereotype. And that was my TED Talk. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all have more exposure on this platform than any other people right now, because people are watching you and you have millions of viewers. Use it to actually say something and do something, not feed into the stereotypes. Candiace goes to therapy, and there's definitely a lack of accountability with Candiace. Candiace was putting her hands on her face. She was, you know, the microaggression, the passive aggressiveness, the twirling, the dancing, the talking over her. It was very combative. Candiace, you gotta own your shit, sis. They've taught us since pre-K not to fight. So that's a given. Like, that's an easy conviction. Obviously, Monique should not have put her hands on Candiace. But it's heavy on the not provoking, okay? It's in the Bible, it's heavy on not provoking. You do not provoke people into any action. And I just don't think that Candiace is taking accountability for what she did, even leading up into it. Now, granted, I've said this in past reviews. Candiace has been more than apologetic. Candiace has been more than willing to work it out, Monique. Monique is responsible for a lot of this contention in their relationship because there's something she's holding on to with Candiace that she just cannot let go of. But that does not absolve Candiace of all the guilt. It does not. She had a lot to do with what was going on between them. She definitely engaged Monique. And if one of my friends beat on me, my feelings would be hurt too. Like, I get it. Candiace cry, Candiace be sad, do all of that because she deserves it. Her friend beat her. Monique arrives at Karen's and she's serving a whole look. And I'm just going to say it. Robin and Gizelle don't like Monique also because Monique can outdress them on a lazy mom day, okay? And they just can't take it. When she walked in, she gave a general hello to the group, and from what I seen, I don't know if it was the editing, they ain't speak back. I feel like Mo, when she's talking, she's crying because she has to eat crow in front of women who she wouldn't eat a salad with if it weren't for this show. You know, I don't think it's like she ain't apologetic. And I don't think it has anything to do with the guilt or the embarrassment or any of that. It's just the fact that I know y'all don't like me. And I know y'all been waiting for me to mess up to a point where y'all can sit on this pedestal and look down on me and judge me. And I'm upset with myself that I gave y'all this opportunity. Gizelle is mean and she's trying it. Let me take my notes. Like, where was Robin's energy for Gizelle being condescending? Anyway. She's rolling her eyes, her body language is telling it all. Monique says that she blacks out and then they play the raw footage back and she going scene for scene what she did. Did you black out? Girl, come on, we trying to work with you, Bo. Give us something to work with, girl. Then Monique accuses Monique to her face of leaking into the blogs and she said she ain't do it, but I ain't buying it. And also the whole wine being thrown to the face, that's been debunked by the footage already, sis. That's not what had happened. But it's okay. It's okay. We got back to Candiace at therapy and she's saying she's been attacked on Twitter. They still attacking Candiace on Twitter about this fight. She did contribute. She needs to own that. And she's like, Monique hasn't reached out to her. If I fight you, I'm not calling you to say sorry. Like, I'm holding out for the reunion. I'm thinking maybe Monique will see the error in this all of this situation. Like, judging from her Instagram and stuff, Monique is saying, like, you know, the whole plot gate and stuff, and she's putting the onus on Gizelle and the people who actually started this shit. And I'm hoping for a happy ending here, but it really ain't looking like it. She says that she wouldn't have anything to say to Monique if the therapist asked her, what would you say to Monique? And she's like, nothing. Well, sentiments are the same. Monique don't have nothing to say to you. For what? She's taking no accountability as we speak. Back at Karen's, I feel like Ashley finally got it right. You know, we've all had moments. I'm not going to turn my back on her because she had a moment where she acted out. Like, we all make mistakes. Like, this whole Howard shit Gizelle was on, I wasn't feeling it. Karen said that these women have attacked her on all sides, and she ain't lying. Because Gizelle was talking about her husband. Like, literally, Ashley talks about Ray and her relationship. The only thing that hasn't touched to Karen is her kids. And they better not. They're talking about this whole, you know, they go on this diatribe about fighting and the shit that I told y'all I don't agree with. But where is that energy when they are dragging each other through the mud as far as their character is concerned? You know what I'm saying? Like, all the nasty, negative things that Robin and Gizelle specifically have done to Karen. And all the ugly, nasty things Ashley has done to the entire group. Like, where's your standard for decorum and how black women treat one another when y'all doing that shit? Like, I believe that there's a way to make the show interesting. Look, Robin's $90,000 bankruptcy is interesting without her having to be dragged through the mud, clearly. Gizelle's, whatever we want to call it, with Jamal Bryant is interesting without everybody else's commentary and dragging her through the mud. Like, is life not interesting enough? Look, I said Robin was born. Now I'm talking about the bankruptcy. The bankruptcy is the storyline. Why your broke ass always broke? Stick with that one, Robin. Monique's behavior was defensive. Okay, so her being condescending, going back and forth with Gizelle because she don't like y'all. And she gotta eat crow in front of y'all. It's very human and understandable. It's really, I don't feel like it's because Monique doesn't care or she doesn't feel like she did anything wrong. She don't like them. So they already got her in a position where, you know, they beating her while she down. So if I'm going down, baby, I'm going down fighting. And that just is what it is. But Monique could have faked some remorse, like a little bit. When Wendy was like, you don't seem remorseful at all. Right now, in this moment, I'm gonna keep it 100, I don't. Monique! Yes, you do. Lord, she should have had a life coach. She should have been on the phone with a life coach before she went in there, not Chris. When Gizelle said she and Jamal have an image to protect, that was the funniest thing I ever heard her say in that Party City wig. Excuse me, I'm talking too fast. I hate that wig, and Gizelle is a joke, and that just is what it is. Like, that wig ain't good for your image, okay? Gizelle said her daughter said that they don't want her around Monique because they know how their mama is and how she provokes people, and they be wanting to beat her face in, probably. So no, mama, don't go around her because you mean and you a bully. But I honestly, that's why I said peck that in y'all front pocket when she was talking to her daughters before she went. I don't think them girls a bit more said that, because then why would they be asking her if she forgives Monique if they don't want her around her? The two don't add up. And they probably looking at it like, mama, we didn't say that, just like all that shit with their daddy. It's fake. I feel like Robin is different around Gizelle than she is in her interview. After Gizelle left, Robin was a lot more calm and open to talking to Monique. And then in her interviews, she's talking junk about Monique. Like, Robin is, they're like, oh, she's the most relatable, she's so down to earth. Robin is a flip-flopper, and I don't like it. Robin said Monique is kissing babies like she's a politician. I don't think so. I think that Monique is comfortable around kids, and with all of her anxiety and everything, holding baby Dean probably helps her to calm down a lot. And I had said that I liked the Wendy style, but when they showed that clip of Wendy walking to her car, I ain't like it. And I could see all her undergarments. And I'm big on underwear, okay? Like, your underwear is supposed to be just as good as your outerwear. And I just didn't feel it. Overall, I'm glad they had this conversation, okay? It was needed. We needed a group wrap up. I think that Monique handled it well. She cried a lot. I think that her frustration is what her tears were about, though. Not any remorse or any, you know, she said embarrassment. It was just like, I gotta eat crow in front of y'all. I gotta give y'all a reason to not like me, and I'm disappointed in myself. But beyond that, I really don't think that her crying was like really an emotion that had anything to do with her. It was like, ugh. Like, ugh. I stand Karen Huger. I was appreciative of Ashley. The rest of them, y'all could keep it. Like I said, we are human beings at the end of the day, even black women. And that's what y'all should have been saying. Not that whole feeding a stereotype shit. Anyway, guys, great episode 10. Look, it looks like the second half of the season is going to be amazing. And I love to see it. They're probably going to have about 15 to 20 episodes. So we'll be here another 5 to 10 times, okay? Drop down in the comments and let me know what you guys thought about the season. Please be sure to like this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.